Well, Nas' ex-wife Kelis, the milkshake girl, Bossy, and all these other things. Um, she's been, now she's a chef. She's dating some rich white guy. They got a kid together or whatever, and now, she's living a whole new life. Now she was young back when she met Nas. She was in her 20s, like 21, 22 during that time. So she was young and caught up, in a whole lot of stuff that she didn't really understand at the time, from wild parties with Nas and all these things. And their relationship was built on mostly just sex, drinking, and getting high. Now, during her marriage, she said that she suffered a lot of mental and physical abuse in the relationship with Nas, and resulted to them hitting each other. And she said they had intense highs and intense lows. It was never normal. The intense high would be when the money was rolling in, but when the money wasn't, it got dark. And she was talking about all the drinking, the mental abuse. And she's like, if I wasn't pregnant, I might have stayed with him. I was pregnant and it was a mess. And I felt like I wasn't going to bring a child into all of this garbage. So that's why she left. She was like, we was fighting back and forth physically back in 2009. And then we saw Rihanna and Chris Brown, and them pictures came out. And that's when I was deciding to walk away. When them pictures came out, the whole thing that happened with her and Chris, the only way I could describe it was double dip. I was like, do I jump in? Do I say it? I had bruises all over my body at that time. I remember being in Atlanta, sitting in the kitchen, and I was like, what do I do? I wasn't ready to walk. I just wasn't. So I didn't say it. I'm not weak. I'm really private. I don't like people all in my business. I was like, this is my partner. I'm going to do this. We're going to make it work. I stayed for years after that. I'm not frail. I'm not scared. I'm not weak. But she was weak. She was smart. Kelis filed for divorce when she was 7 months pregnant. And what this whole interview is about is trying to sway people to her narrative because she's losing out in court. She's saying that a parent shouldn't isn't about showing up when you feel like it. You cannot show up for months and then show up and try to make up your own visitation schedule. She's like, women can't be afraid to fight these issues and all of these different things. Now, Khalees is painting a whole nother picture so that people would like go, oh my God. Because once you have a woman, a female, talk about mental and physical abuse, everybody omits anything that she's done in the circumstances. Now, she also put out the fact that we were fighting each other. Now, I've heard reports of her being very, very physically violent towards Nas. They had a big fight. She ran out and went and slept with a guy who videotaped her. They had a fight. She leave out, go to the club, get drunk, and take a random guy home. And the guy videotapes it and tries to sell it. Now, the guy didn't videotape the actual sex. He videotapes Kelis in his bed, laying there. And she's got the tattoos all over her body. She's asleep. This guy gets up with a video camera filming her. Yeah, Nas, you ain't taking care of your business. Yeah, I'm out here taking care of your business. Yeah, you need to handle your business, Nas. But Nas's wife is laying in the bed, completely naked. That's a bad sign. Now she's doing this interview because she's losing the custody war, which is already over. The judge has already said this is what the terms are going to be, and she's already violating these terms. Again, she's trying to paint a narrative so that people will feel for her and make her out to be the victim. That's what weak people do. She's smart. She's playing the system now for what it is. She's evil and controlling and manipulative. Like she said, she's bossy. Now, you gonna believe this bossy woman was beat up by Nas? Or Nas was defending himself? I know about the California fight. I know about all of it. I didn't really put a lot of this stuff out because it's circumstantial, because I wasn't standing there with popcorn in my hand, eating it, watching it go down. But the industry, everybody knows these things. But when I do the videos, I omit that and I just say, yeah, they had problems back in the LA home, the California home they had out there. And Nas moved out. He moved out the California home and he was staying mostly in Atlanta. And people didn't even know it. He had left a California home and he's like, you know what, I'm leaving. And he went all the way out to Atlanta and stayed at the house out there. And he had left Kelis for months because of them arguing and fighting and stuff. So it's been going a long time, but we omit all these things because it was never put in the public light. But there's a time she hit him upside the head coming through the door. She slapped him upside the head with something she had in his hand and almost bust his head. Now this was like he had what was it? It was something they were doing, some promotional thing that they were doing, and he had to delay that because of the fact that he wanted to make sure the swelling was down, and then he wore some ridiculous hat on set that they wanted to take off, but he said he couldn't. So he had a big knot on his head that he was trying to get down, and then when she came down off her high, he realized that she was allegedly on pills and was like, "Oh, I mixed my medication. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for mixing my meds. Oh my God, I'm a mess." So all of these things happened. She had a car accident. She got mad and damaged the car that they had. All of these stories are out there of Kelis being crazy. Just nobody cared and nobody really talked about it because they both were private and kept their business private. So she know better than to start going around saying stuff. Now Nas said he left her. She said she left Nas. But the realization was they were divorced years ago. They were divorced years before that paperwork was filed. They were just going through the motions. And I'm quite sure, factually, I know Nas cheated on her, and factually, I know she cheated on Nas. So it's just young, crazy love. Nothing else more here, but she's just trying to sway you to her side of the coin so you guys and the women will get all beside her and support her in her crusade of trying to get the court systems to overturn what's already been determined by a judge. So just follow the protocol, Kelis, and everything should be fine. I'm out.